and I'm streaming now, and I don't care how we start this damn thing off, because we had the Raw reunion live on the USA Network, and yes, that is a cheap plug. I just did a Mick Foley. I hope you like all the pictures, Hammers, for all the pictures that I posted on the YouTubers in the stream.
Oh boy, what did you do now?
Oh.
Now you're gonna make me look it up and figure out what you did.
Oh, I didn't do much. I just put a couple pictures up. That's all. Just a couple.
What'd you put up? What did you put up?
A nice logo on the top. I mean, you don't see, Damn. You don't see Farouk on there. You don't see a couple guys. I think people are going to call me racist, though. Kind of where the line was.
And kiss your bum.
I have the boogeyman on there, by the way.
Oh.
And
well, there you go.
With some weed. And a joint.
No surprise. I am.
Then the Raw reunion pictures Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, and then Farouk is right above Hulk Hogan and them.
You know, the usuals.
The usuals. I'm going all psycho here.
It's psychedelic freak out.
But I guess we can start off Hammers with how John Cena started the night off trying to get the fans excited and hyped up.
Oh yeah, the excitement level was high on this show.
Oh yeah, it was really damn good. I mean, John Cena, that is one thing I will say, John Cena can get a crowd started. I mean, that is one thing, that's one positive out of this segment.
Yep.
The second segment was the little two-liner rap battle.
The mysterious rap battle, though, I would have loved to have seen, but, you know, never showed up.
That would have been great. I mean, the whole mugshot disc was... Oh, man, you did get a pop out of me.
Oh yeah. I was really, really hoping that the Usos were just going to roast John Cena for like a good 15 or like a good 5 minutes while Cena walks backstage, and then he takes off his like getup and then goes like full Thugonomics, like old school jersey, old school hat,
yeah,
and just starts busting balls. Like, I would have loved to have seen that.
It would have made a lot of sense. It would have made a lot of things more interesting. It would have been a really good start to, you know, the Raw reunion. And I mean, it was always good to see Rikishi out there. You know, he's got to spread them cheeks.
No,
I will say,
we don't need spread cheeks.
Okay. I will say Rikishi not giving a face, stink face tonight was a little underwhelming, kind of.
He's old.
Yeah, he might poop a little.
give him some time. You don't need to see a stink face every year or so. You give him some time, let it go, and then you'll be fine.
When's the last time we actually seen a stink face, though?
2014.
Wow, it's been a while.
But it's been good to us. It's been good to us.
Because the occasional, you know, stink face has... I mean, none of those days are gone, and you're really looking at some of the younger talent. I mean, I will say this. Devon, I know we talked off air about this. To me, it didn't make it made little sense, but then also you gave me a good reason why Devon was perfect to be the manager. But I will say, I think the Revival would benefit pretty well from a manager, like an old school manager, and that's why who's coming to FOW? The Revival with a manager, an old school manager. Well, you guys will figure that out later on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited about that one. Now, they started off the night with the tag team match between the Usos and the Revival, but first we had Hulk Hogan talking to Jimmy Hart backstage. Shout out to Jimmy Hart's Raw reunion logo and picture on his microphone.
Exactly. But here comes my first complaint. who was in control of the garage door? Who let in John Cena? Who let in Hulk Hogan? And a few other names coming up here soon, but they forget, but when this one person shows up, no, we don't open the door for him. He's got to figure out a way to get in.
Who's that?
We'll come to him shortly.
See, now I'm giving the question from all the fans, and now they gotta wait and see what we're gonna talk about. But the match between the Usos and the Revival, I will say this right now. These two teams, yes, have wrestled multiple occasions in the last few months, and every tag team match, to me, has exceeded my expectations. Downright every time. What did you think of this match, though?
Good tag team match, good opening to the show. I have no problems with it at all. I mean,
isn't this your first time actually seeing these tag teams wrestle besides the last pay-per-view?
I've seen them I've seen them one other time on like YouTube.
Okay.
But other than that, it's mostly been the pay-per-view, and that's it.
Yeah, and I think Extreme Rules was a hell of a lot better match. But this, after all this time they spent on the segment, this match didn't need to be a long one, in my opinion. But at the same time, these two teams are so damn good against each other, and even without facing each other, that I would have loved to see a longer match, maybe, and give us a reason why Rikishi and Devon was out there in the first place.
Well, you need the manager breakup spot, Like it's it's kind of silly, but it's you need like the moment of like, oh, these guys may get involved in interfere in a match. You don't know.
Yeah, and usually we do. We usually do get like the managers actually fighting back against each other, and this time it really just didn't happen. It was more of a distraction. It worked, but the Usos got the victory over the Revival, and that speaks a lot. I mean, I always don't like when the tag team champions. An example, the Revival, both times they've held the titles, they never had them long, and they always lost when they were the champions in non-title action. One thing I'm very frustrated about.
Yeah, I could see why you say that.
But I mean, all in all, there was some stuff that was decent. There was a couple guys that I'm just like, well, why aren't they here at the Raw reunion? Guys like the Big Show. That's one of the,
you could take or leave the Big Show.
Yeah, he was to me part of the Raw, and Kane's one of them that is a big name that kind of. I know he's pretty busy doing his thing, mayor. Mayor of the Tennessee Titans area,
Yeah.
Kind of. But after that, after the Usos defeated Revival, we got a Drew McIntyre's Discussed It with the Legends backstage with Tori Wilson involved, Santino Marella, Caitlyn, and with Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox. Quick thing, why the fuck are they calling Alicia Fox a damn legend?
Because security said so. That's why.
Now I will say this: Tori Wilson, of course, she's a legend. Caitlyn, she didn't spend too long in WWE. Dana Brooke isn't a legend. Years? Yeah, 3 years. Wasn't it like 2010 to 2013, 14, something like that?
2010, maybe 2011. That's about the time period, because she she would kind of leave a little bit into like 2012, and then she would retire in like 2018. So
Yeah. Yeah. Also, that's true. Now, I'm on the CBSSports.com right now, seeing the Raw recap, the grades, and all that stuff. So I want to go back just a little bit and say that, yes, Booker T was out on commentary for that match with the Usos, and that was a smart choice. Booker T has been on commentary with Monday Night Raw in the past, so that makes sense to bring a couple legends to do commentary. I get it.
yeah,
Booker T was fine. I want to say the grade that CBS gave, and then we're going to see if we agree or not. You think that
okay,
works? They gave
sure.
the match a grade B. I'm okay with that.
I would have said B plus personally, but I mean,
Yeah, B plus. To me, it's perfect. CBS did good for once. Now, they go to talk about Drew McIntyre's disgusted by the legends, and then the very first word is Alicia Fox was backstage describing to Caitlyn and Dana Brooke, whatever. I don't understand this segment, but it is what it is. Santino Marella was there with his Cobra. It had Drew McIntyre in the picture, and Santino's I can't believe he looked like a penis just was very hard, and then all of a sudden it's just really low. When Drew
Jesus.
McIntyre. That's what I got from that segment, but But it's just funny that McIntyre entered the picture and scoffed at the fact that they referred themselves as legends, which made me pop a little bit. I don't think Santino could be considered a full-on legend, but they didn't give a grade for this one, I guess because it's a backstage segment, so. But let's go on to the 24/7 championship match. We're going to talk about this a lot, and we're going to also talk about why everybody complained about it.
Mm-hmm.
Drake Maverick defeated R-Truth to win the title after R-Truth was doing a backstage, I guess, interview with Charlie Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
And damn is she cute. They also revisited his appearance at the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What did you think of that little video?
Quite interesting. A little odd, but I mean, you do what you need to do.
It was very funny that the Hurricane came in on that one.
Yeah, like I legit didn't see that one coming. Oh, okay, he's here.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming at all, and I thought that was only going to be the only time we saw the Hurricane, but it wasn't. Drake Maverick's wife confronted Truth to Carmella and then ruining everything, and then that's how Maverick snuck up behind him and got the win.
Mm.
And then they hightailed it out of there, and they gave the chase, and CBS gave that a B minus, and I'm just scratching my head on how that was a B minus. It wasn't anything to really, holy shit, B minus.
Well, you see, the match is still going on. You can't really say that this one little part is a match.
I know.
Because, I mean, we don't have a rating yet for, I mean, the few other matches we've had, like, within the past, 4 hours.
Yeah.
You can't really make a statement. I mean, it's still going on. It's still a wrestling match. Nobody has rung the bell yet for this match to end. So...
Yeah, so I don't understand how they can grade that. That's what was just head scratching to me. It was just a weird backstage segment that, oh, we need to cut 3 minutes of the show somehow. Let's do this.
Yeah.
But R-Truth does make everything he's put into and involved in a lot more funnier and entertaining, and that is a positive.
Yeah, it's. I mean, also here's a little quick quip, I guess you could say. Who invited Godfather here? He just shows up out of nowhere. He just go. Like, does he have a band like right beside him too? Like, whenever he's like entering the building, like, wow, 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 wow. Like, no, I didn't ask you to be here. This is PG still. You can't say ho train here.
He did.
Wait a few hours, okay? Wait a few months. Then you can start saying ho, okay?
He said ho right in front of Charlie, and she started dancing, and it was funny on commentary when Renee goes, she's not that good at dancing. I'm just like, way to throw Charlie under the bus.
Damn, burial, bruh.
I was hoping that Charlie would just join the hose, but that I guess that's too much for them, besides saying the word ho, so. Other than that, the next thing we get was supposed to be the scheduled rematch between McIntyre and Cedric Alexander, but it never got started, and McIntyre decimates Cedric Alexander, and then that inverted Alabama slam to Alexander on the apron, whew, that was beautiful, and give it up to a guy from 205 Live like Alexander to take that spot and really, really sell it.
Yeah. I'll give props to somebody else a little later too, but yeah, I want to have that move be like called something like something Highlander-ish, like the Highlander's curse or something like that. Something really cool.
Yeah, give it something that Drew McIntyre can use it because that can be a really good signature move for like his headbutt. I mean, that to me a headbutt isn't a signature move. You see.
Well, it's more of a countering measure that he can use for later. It's something I wouldn't call it a signature at all, but it's a counter. It's a very well-respected counter.
I would really think that the inverted Alabama slammer, I'm going to say, could be a potential great signature move to really get the Claymore started. You know, it would really work. So I will say that CBS gave this grade a C+. Boo
that man. Boo that man.
This to me was better than a C+. For you to give the segment before that, the Drake Maverick R-Truth thing, a B+, but not give this a B+, is just like, who is this man? This was a lot better than the backstage segment. I don't care if it did have some hoes involved.
Yeah, that's true. It's I would give it a good C+ for sure.
Yeah.
It's not a match, but it still gets over the feud of Drew want to kill this motherfucker, and he gonna do anything to do it.
Exactly. But it's just, to me, I don't understand how you can go from one segment that was B+ to a C+, literally a grade down, when Alexander and Drew McIntyre was pretty entertaining to me, especially the selling.
Well, yeah, I mean, your boy over here just took a face slam into Smelly D's, my dude.
Yeah, give him some props. Give him a B+.
Yeah.
But then again, the next grade for the next 24/7 championship match was Pat Patterson defeating Drake Maverick via pinfall to win the title.
No. It starts out with Drake Maverick coming into the room.
Yes.
And looking for his bag, and then gets a bag of worms. And then 30 shows up. Like, it's something that you just kind of look at as like, oh, He's here.
Yeah, Pat Patterson is here.
Who's laying the gate open again for the boogeyman? Come on.
I'm happy Boogeyman was there. I mean,
Oh yeah, boogeyman's great. I mean, all I can say is 30, and that's I'm good. I'm fine.
yeah, but Pat Patterson like literally just baby tapped Drake Maverick with his foot.
Hey now, those are some powerful shoes he's got on.
I know, but this is some powerful grading when this damn guy gave it a B-, and I'm just like, how can you go from giving Drew McIntyre and Cedric Alexander a C+ to giving what Pat Patterson just did a B- with the worms? I mean, no, just whose man is it grading? Oh, who is this article writer? Huh?
I don't know. If anything, if I was going to grade this moment in time out of 50, it'd be 30.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay, and so we get Christian out on commentary, and Lillian Garcia handled the ring announcing duties, okay, for this next matchup, the Viking Raiders versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. And yes, it was another squash match for Eric and Ivar, but at least this time around it was over some established names who recently held the Raw Tag Team Champions. I'll get that. But the grading, again, it's just, as soon as I see the grade, I'm just like, how are you giving Pat Patterson a B- in that segment and give this match a C? Like, did this
Fucking
guy,
Russo.
Did this guy legitimately never watch wrestling in his whole entire life?
I'm telling you, it's Vince Russo.
And just be given a job to do WWE articles and create a show that he's never ever watched in his life. Because I don't understand how you can give these grades. I think now I'm even more excited to do this show because we get to criticize somebody else's grading for just how can you. Yes, it was a squash match and the Viking Raiders decimated Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, but it was not horrible of a match. I mean, you get a 300-pound guy doing a through the ropes, a guy that shouldn't be doing those kind of moves. I mean, give that man a B. Because I will say Eric or is it Ivar? I can't remember who's who.
I lost track when they became the Viking Experience. So
yeah, now they're the Viking Raiders. It's just confusing, but I mean, I do want to point out one thing. Okay, that I think it's Ivar who's the bigger man who flies like a cruiserweight at 300 pounds.
So Hanson,
yeah, I'm gonna go with Hanson. Dude, he is just. How can you give what he can do in the ring a C? And overall, this match wasn't horrible. It wasn't just like they beat him in 2 moves. I mean, there was some couple shots. I mean, it was more than what we've seen from the Viking Raiders in recent weeks. And I will say Lillian Garcia, it was good to hear her back because she still got it. I mean, I know she forgot to announce the winners of the match after the match. And Christian, I'm surprised they haven't asked him to do commentary,
Well, he lives in Canada, so.
That's true, too. Yeah, that's true. So do you agree with this grade? And, I mean...
I would give him maybe like a B, maybe B-.
Yeah.
I mean,
give him something that's. I mean, I just don't. I give him a B-. I'll give him a B-. I mean, this match wasn't horrible. I mean, yes, we've seen better matches, but it is what it is. And to give a better grade to Pat Patterson in a segment that he really didn't do much physically.
Yeah.
And all you saw was worms, and you give that a B- over an actual wrestling match. It's just head scratching, but.
Yeah. Well, here becomes my question: do the Viking Raiders have one of the best finishing maneuvers of all time?
Yes. No. Yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, yes, it's a better move than what they had in NXT. The leg drop that they used to do, it was. I didn't know about that. It's a lot better than that, but I mean, I do like the finishing maneuver. I really do, and that's why I kind of chose it for example, for Walter and Lars, because it just works for bigger men like them. It, it's it's kind of like the Doomsday device. You know, it's one
Okay.
of those moves that it isn't the best move, but it also isn't the worst that we've seen in tag team wrestling. That's another question I do want to ask. Is NXT had a live event and there was a new team that debuted in NXT, right? Did you see
Mhm.
the new maneuver, the new tag team finisher for one of the new tag teams in NXT? It was on Twitter earlier today. I don't know who was involved in it, but the guy kind of did what the Viking Raiders do for the pop up, and then they
Mhm.
catch him, and then they hit him with a Shelton Benjamin or R-Truth's what are their finisher?
The self rock bottom.
Yeah, yep. That's he literally pops him up and hits him like that. It's kind of like what the revival does. It was pretty good.
Oh
It's pretty good. I mean, it looked. We need more tag team finishers. We really, really do. Different
well,
ones too.
I would like to say that I think there's one tag team finishing maneuver that is the best out of anything.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can find it here quick, because it is what I think is one of the coolest maneuvers of all time. Let me see if I can quickly look for it here. Let me see. Come on. Come on. I'm trying to find it. Come on. Come on, Ricky. Come on, Scotty. Let's
Oh
get to the
my
finisher.
god.
Okay. Nope, that's not
Finisher.
it.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
It's fine. I'm still looking for it. Let me see. Hurry up! Come on! Come on, Scotty! Get to the finish.
Well,
It's not who you think it is. I promise.
okay. I do have one question though while you're doing that. Have you noticed that every time uh, Carmella's involved in a segment or a match, Corey Graves is so like he never says anything positive about her on the show. He's always putting her down on something. And I'm not saying like, oh, he's a bad boyfriend and all that. I think they want him to be less biased towards Carmella during commentary.
Yeah, I could see why they say that, but I don't think it really is that biased. Um, Here I just found the maneuver. Do you want me to screen share here, or is that no? No.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure before I do anything real stupid.
Okay. Do I need to do anything?
If you want to just show what the screen looks like.
How do I do that?
So.
How do I do that with OBS? I've never done that.
I think it should be under display options.
Okay. Is it like video capture device?
No. Let me see. Let me try to see it real quick, because I think it's called display some.
Display capture?
Maybe I'll do a double here quick. Let's see. Come on,
guess
OBS,
that's what
open
it
up.
is. Yes, it's
Is it
showing. Yeah, it shows. Alright, here we go. It's watching it right now.
Okay, so this is what I think is the best finisher, tag team finisher of all time is. So ignore the power bomb spot. He catches him. They get him, lift him up, twirl him around, neckbreaker power bomb combo.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Now you see, that's what I call a tag team finisher.
That
right there.
is right there, I'm not gonna lie. That needs to be more.
Like, if WWE can get that game, or that move in the game, that should be a knockout finisher right there. I mean, just look at it. It's gnarly looking. I mean, you could use it as a capture. Like, I'll even slow-mo this stuff down for you old boys, because this stuff looks crazy cool when I do it. Like, he does the powerbomb thing, yeah, everybody's seen it, blah, blah, blah. But I want to talk about, like, this part right here. Goes up, catches the dude, and gets him up in position immediately. I mean, that stuff is good. Look at him. In synchronicity, the brothers tosses him, flips him, comes straight down, bam.
Breaker, sit down, powerbomb. Perfect. And I do want to say, I did go back just to look at the chat because I wanted to see if anybody was commenting, and we do officially have somebody commenting. We have Travis, we have Melly, we have, yes, and Kuzan's in the house. So we got some peoples in there. Let's see what they're saying.
Jackknife flavored Coke.
I did not say Drew McIntyre looked like a penis was really hard then really low. I was saying that the Cobra went up and down, so Vicky was laughing about burying Charlie on commentary. What have they done to Cedric? They didn't really do much to Cedric. I mean, it works. Kuzan's here also. Travis says Rikishi is starting to remind me of an old Samoan woman.
Yes.
Wow. I remember those shows are blurry for me, but the crowd was always hyped no matter what. Raw in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, look at this. Let's see. Corey Graves hates women. Kuzan. Michael Hayes loves women, Travis says, and then Kuzan goes, Michael Hayes wants the charges dropped this Christmas. And then Kuzan goes and says, Tiger Powerbomb, assisted Jackknife Powerbomb. Cherry Coke flavored Jackknife. And then Kuzan goes, Wieners.
Uh-huh.
So, I like it. I really do. I like that. But let's move on to the backstage segment with Maria tears down Mike again. Backstage, Eve Torres is with Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff walked in after the fact that Eve Torres was talking to Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And then Eric Bischoff suggested to Mike maybe he wants to join SmackDown. If she's not happy, I guess, to Maria. I don't know. Thought that was to Mike, but I guess CBS is just fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Maria puts down Mike, and won't do anything because she's the breadwinner of the family, embarrassed already. Mike then had to deal with Ron Simmons. And not just the random damn. It was, let's grab Jimmy Hart's microphone, bullhorn, and then letting him know, damn. And I love that because I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
I marked out to the him grabbing the microphone and doing it that way.
Damn.
Yeah. And I guess we went to commercial break after that. Then we came back to a very late panned camera man.
Yeah.
who did not actually show. I don't know if that was supposed to be like that, but Gerald Briscoe, defeats Pat Patterson via pinfall to win the 24/7 championship. This just, what are we? This is 2019, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get another 24/7 championship title when Kelly low blows Gerald Briscoe.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was hilarious.
Low blowing Briscoe and pinning him to become the first female 24/7 champion. History made, folks. And he gave that a D+.
Because Kelly, that's why.
No.
Oh, that's rich. I love it.
It's very funny.
It's stupefying. That's what it is.
It's very funny. We go from Pat Patterson getting a B to Kelly getting a D+. I think I know.
Well, she wasn't the only one going to do last night.
I was just about to say that. Oh,
I'm a terrible human being. You should all hate me.
Yeah, you should all hate me too. Kuzan says Kelly is a fucking thought.
Well, there.
I thought the same thing, Kuzan.
I mean, I shot the sheriff.
Not gonna lie. Oh, but I will say, I think the segment of the night and the match of the night, well, not really the match of the night. Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe. Joe came out verbally running down the existence of the nostalgia, I can't even talk, of the legends, and went and belittled everything. And the opening segment of Usos and the Rikishi, that brought out Roman Reigns to defend his family. The first thing that I thought about when Roman Reigns first came out was, this segment was supposed to be for The Rock.
I wouldn't even say that. I would have said, like, this feels like this feels like 2008 Samoa Joe. just having a you know,
a good time.
Well, no, just him, like, you know, having to moan about about wrestling. Like, you all love these old, like, come on, Joe, you did this at TNA, nobody liked it.
Yeah, I get that. But I will say, I'm serious about. That's what I first thought, was that this segment was supposed to be for The Rock, because he was trying his best to get to the Raw reunion. He was just trying to get his schedule situated and fixed to appear, but he didn't get to. Movies. I mean, I know.
Well, yeah.
I get it. You know, back in 2011, I probably would have complained again.
Yeah.
But I think this was supposed to be for The Rock, and they decided just to give Roman Reigns the segment. Kuzan says Mike Knox should have pinned Kelly.
And
then he goes TNA cockface Joe. So.
Big dick on his face.
But this match was good. I do want to say, Travis, Samoa Joe did not lose in 5 seconds to a spear.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the segment before the match even happened. I thought it was actually pretty damn good. Just the way, you know, Roman Reigns says, you're in the same, like, tribe, you know what happens next, and then Samoa Joe is like, I didn't talk about your, I'm not gonna say anything, I already did, and then he gets in his face. It's like, holy shit, this is personal, real quick.
Yeah. Some gangsta stuff.
Yeah. To me, this match was better than was it Backlash that these guys faced?
Yeah.
This was definitely better than Backlash.
Yeah. I agree.
I I will say Roman Reigns did defeat Joe in the match, and I will say I'm going to say what this guy said on CBS. He says Reigns just laid down the challenge. Reigns earned the victory with a spear in a match that was much better than the forgettable main event bout at Backlash last year. Okay, and he gave the match a B.
Yeah, I would go B plus on that.
I would too. I actually would too. It was not bad. It was definitely better. It was more personal. I like the fact that they definitely need to go back to having more personal feuds real quick. Like, it shouldn't take weeks and weeks and weeks to make it something personal. This was personal, like, real quick. And it works. That's one thing I liked. And I think Paul Heyman's bringing that aspect to the game.
Yeah.
And that's good. That is good. There's going to be other things we're going to fucking say. Why, Paul, why? But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins on Miz TV is up.
that was a good goof.
It was really weird how. I will say this, okay? I really want Seth Rollins as a baby face to work. I want to get behind it. I do. You know, you never want to see anybody at face or heel not succeed at least something, right?
I mean, have you checked Twitter as of recently?
Yes. He's more of a heel on Twitter than in WWE, but please, Seth, for God's sake, stop trying to say Brock Lesnar like Paul Heyman and then do the whatever the fuck noise you were doing afterwards. Please.
I need to sound like Heyman.
You don't, Seth, and it's very bad.
I do need to sound like Heyman.
Oh man, and then Paul Heyman's, you know how Paul Heyman is. He is just like phenomenal on the mic. He does everything and says everything. He makes every single word mean something. I will say that.
If I can say, not one of his best nights. To be truthful with us, not one of his best nights. It was a good one, but definitely not one of his best.
No, we've seen better promos from Paul Heyman. I think it was just the timing of the segment. I think it was a little rushed.
Yeah.
The guy never gave a grade to this match, so I guess we're just gonna have to. I'm gonna give this a B minus. I'll give it a B minus. I mean, I think it was rushed. Paul wasn't the typical Paul that really knocks you down with a promo, and Seth just trying to act like Paul Heyman. That is not the face of Seth Rollins I want to see. Kuzon's right. They should just bring back like the authority type Seth Rollins, because at least it gave him a character, it gave him a reason to be hated.
Yeah.
You know, he was more of. I mean, he can be like that authority Seth Rollins, but he doesn't have to be a straight on heel.
Yeah.
Say that. But
I would give it a C plus.
C plus. I agree. C minus, B minus. I mean C, whatever.
It's in that ballpark.
It's in that ballpark. And then we got another 24/7 championship title defense, I guess you want to say. I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, Candice Michelle pins Kelly after Melina takes her jacket off and has a referee shirt and says that she spent years away from the ring.
Just so she could be a referee in a ring.
That wasn't a ring, and was backstage for the 24. It's like she predicted this for years ago, that the 24/7 championship was going to happen, and yeah, weird. And then Candice Michelle danced a little bit, and damn that fake booty.
Yeah.
Damn. I can't believe this guy on CBS gave this a grade C and gave Kelly a D minus.
Well, I mean, you also have to think of as well. Medusa just choked out a girl too, so.
Yeah, that was actually the next thing that popped up here. So it says Alundra Blaze then defeats Candice Michelle to win the title, and she said it didn't take long to crown. Well, it didn't take long to crown another champion. As Michelle was celebrating, Blaze emerged and made Michelle tap with a horrible-looking choke to win the title. I didn't say the horrible-looking. I'm reading this from CBS. She says she doesn't plan to stay 24/7 champion for a long time before walking off. And then he gave this a grade D.
I would have given it an A because I wanted to see Medusa choke a bitch out for reals. Like, give her put her in a sleeper hold immediately. Like, choke a bitch out. I would love to see Medusa do that.
Yeah, and it gave Alundra Blaze something, to do tonight. I mean, she deserves a little recognition. I mean, and it does give something different later on in the show. So I'm not going to give this a D, by far.
Yeah. If anything, I'm going to give it an A-. She needs to choke a bitch out.
yeah. She needed to do something besides being a smiley Alundra Blaze backstage. And that's what it gave us. But next up was Rey Mysterio and Sami Zayn. This match was set up from the segment earlier in the night, where Zayn was berating the legends backstage and was challenged by Mysterio, because of kind of doing a Samoa Joe, but backstage, saying they need to go home, and Rey Mysterio says you need to be taught a lesson, and this match in the beginning was pretty good. I really want to see more of Sami Zayn and Rey Mysterio. I'm not going to lie. I think it could be a good feud. It could get Sami Zayn over big time, and it can also give Rey Mysterio something to do in the future. Rey doesn't need a title.
No.
He doesn't need a title at this point. He can put guys over just with giving the good quality matches that Rey Mysterio can do, and he still wrestles like he's back in WCW at times.
Yeah.
So
you just give him the right opponent, and it can work. It can really, really work.
Yeah, it definitely can. But during the match, Zayn was about to walk away. He was about to go up the entrance ramp, halfway through the match, and then boom, out comes Rob Van Dam, because his music just happens to come on, and nobody knew RVD was coming with the thumbs in the crowd,
Yeah, nobody's seen that at all.
No.
Except for the 8 people on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. So Rob Van Dam came out first, and then it was Sergeant Slaughter. Good to see Sergeant Slaughter have his decent, entrance on the new LEDs and entrance, That's one thing I actually do enjoy seeing is some, what legends are going to get what, what are their entrances going to look like with the new LED boards on the ramp and all that too. So good to see that one. The Hurricane came out then, and then Kurt Angle. And then they didn't let Zayn escape, and then back in the ring.
Well, you're also forgetting one other person.
Who's that?
Sergeant Slaughter showed up.
I said Sergeant Slaughter.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter showed up, and that's the reason why I wanted to see what his Titantron would look like.
Oh.
It's good to see Sergeant Slaughter there.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Oh, Lord. But Rey Mysterio then hit the 619 before paying homage to RVD with the frog splash for the victory. And
which was a shitty frog splash.
It was definitely
that was like a 2-star frog splash there, Ray.
Wasn't a 5-star, I can tell you that right now. I think that's why this guy actually said frog splash, not 5-star frog splash.
Yeah.
And he also gave this match and segment type deal a B.
Yeah, I would get B-, C.
Yeah, B-, C. I mean, it gives a couple legends something to do. It gives RVD a pretty cheap pop. So, this is the segment that was pretty interesting and gives a lot of people some memories.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So, I was let's before we go any further, I do want to talk about Kuzan and what he just said. Where was the Matic? Jesus Christ, RVD looked old and stoned.
Oh yeah, he was. He was.
He definitely was stoned. And I'm so glad that we're going to mention something in a backstage segment here in a few minutes. Just in a couple minutes to give us a couple minutes and we'll tell you exactly what happened on that one. But the $1 Million Man buys the 24/7 championship. But before that, Blaze was out and she let us know right away what she meant by saying she wouldn't be the champion for long. She took a trash can near the announce desk and was about to drop the title. And a callback to her infamous segment from WCW Nitro in the mid-90s where she threw the WWF Women's Championship title in the trash. But before she could, Ted DiBiase, little callback from his own, offered to purchase the 24/7 title.
Here's how I would have done it. I wouldn't have DiBiase. I would have had Duggan do it. And so Alundra Blaze puts it in the garbage, and then throws it into like a big huge like garbage bin. And then when he puts it in the garbage bin, you see next is Duggan come out of the garbage bin with the 24/7 titles. Like, look at this! Look at what I got! And then he just runs away.
Oh my God!
And another callback to WCW.
It would have been. It would have been some interesting stuff. But this guy legitimately says, I will always pop for DiBiase buying a title or anything for that matter. And he gave this segment a A. His first A of the night.
Was a purchase of a title.
I like the grade. Don't get me wrong. I would give it an A2. But this is definitely not the very first A of the night, to be honest with you. There could have been you could have gave Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns segment and match an A before you would give buying a championship an A. But, who am I to say anything, at this point, But
Yeah.
it was good to see, them giving like a throwback to what we've seen in the past, so.
Yeah.
And what happens next, we'll talk about in a minute. I do want to see what the chat says. Vacate that title because he bought it.
Everybody, non-ladder match. You must figure out a way to get the title from off of a hook. No ladders. You must figure out a way to get the title.
I agree with you that. I agree with you on that one. Before this, we talk about this next match, okay? I guess this guy wasn't going to mention the backstage segment with the Street Profits and Dawkins, okay? This shit was hilarious. This was
yes!
right
Absolutely.
after the RVD returning, okay? This was Street Profits at its fam, let me say. Dawkins is... If this does not make you a fan of the Street Profits in some way or some fashion, then just hang up the wrestling fan tickets because you shouldn't be a fan. Hammers, explain to the fans.
Okay, so
Oh Lord.
so we get King come into the frame as he's singing along. And then next thing we see is Dawkins on the side getting some eye drops into his eye. And he then explains that he's been hanging out with Rob Van Dam in the bathroom. And then Mark Henry shows up with a champagne bottle and a bunch of other things that happened in the bathroom.
Oh.
And and then King comes over and is all like surprised, like he wasn't invited at all. And then Godfather calls Dawkins, and King's just standing there, just in like shock, like, why didn't I get a call from the Godfather?
First things first, he was hanging out with RVD and even mentions like what he was doing. Like they even mentioned rolling some, it was quite the non-PG segment that kind of made everybody pop. You could hear the crowd pop out. And I don't even think that was a WWE, tampering with the fans' audio or anything like that. They legitimately popped to that. And that is where we're at in 2019. Popping to Weed Talk with RVD. And Kuzan says, what the fuck? It was funny. It was by far one of the funniest moments of tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I popped. I enjoyed it very, very much. So, I will give this segment, even though he didn't mention it, didn't give no grade to it, I will give this an A. So we legitimately just gave Roman Reigns Samoa Joe segment an A. I would give an A to the Alundra Blaze $1 Million Man segment an A, and then we give Weed and RVD an A on a segment.
I would give this segment an A minus. We need to actually see physical Weed to prove.
Yes, and then it would be an A, flat out.
Yes.
Maybe even an A+. But, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, it was earlier in the night that during a short backstage segment, Styles, Gallows, and Anderson revealed that they are now going to buy the moniker of the OC, the original club, complete with new merch, and a new Titantron and all that. And the shirts look pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie, I like them. The name is a little too much because of what they were saying, during the segment. Did you see? Like, it wasn't just the original club. It was the original.
Yeah.
Like, lots of words, and I'm just like, why are you adding all these little things to something that you can just say the original club? Which I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But complete with new merch. It was good. It's good to see Gallows and Anderson get something. It was.
Yeah.
This match was definitely not what I expected to happen. But, hey. But Seth Rollins was going to get attacked by Gallows, Anderson, and AJ, and then DX Music's blare through the speakers. Got a big pop. You know how that happens.
Break it down. Doop-a-doop-boop. Doop-a-doop-boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Boop-a-doop-boop-a-doop.
Gallows and Anderson jumped in the ring when we come back from commercial break. Like, literally, right after the match restarted. Not long after that. And then the OC extended the too sweet hand gesture olive branch. They were promptly told to suck it. And then a brawl ensued. And then after the OCs grabbed chairs and surrounded the ring, Road Dogg, X-Pac, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, without the terror of any quads, came out to run off the heels. Rollins finished off the segment, surrounded by the legends, letting the OC know that everyone only has 2 words for them. And my 2 words are, well, there's a couple words, but Billy Gunn!
Where's Billy? Like, everybody got to come in. Everybody gets to come in. The Boogeyman, Hulk Hogan, Cena, The Godfather, Henry, all these other guys. They're able to come in.
Yeah.
But you know what? Billy Gunn? No.
No Billy Gunn.
You see, there was no DX reunion tonight because there was no Billy Gunn.
It's not an official DX reunion without the badass, Billy Gunn,
Exactly.
and him saying, "We got 2 words for you." Okay, is it?
It's I was discussing this with my brother,
Go ahead.
and my brother's all like, "Why does Billy Gunn need to be there?" I'm like, "Because it is not a DX reunion without Billy Gunn." He's all like, "But who cares?" I then interrupt and I go in haunched position, like down low, like I am saying some stuff that you need to listen to. And I go, you cannot have a DX reunion without Billy Gunn. And then he understood.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you did. Kuzan says, "Where's Chris Masters?" Where's Sabu? RVD and Sabu. Would like to know Triple H teamed up with all these lads on the house shows. Triple H has bipolar, and then he says, "Because fuck AEW."
Also, here's a real question. Where's Rob Conway?
You know what?
I'm
gonna do a couple one better for you guys, okay? I'm gonna bear with me, okay? Where the fuck was Shelton Benjamin's mama?
Exactly.
Okay. We got the boogeyman, for God's sake. Where's Shelton Benjamin's mama?
Well, if I say why we don't have Shelton Benjamin's mama here, it's going to ruin an episode in the future. Okay. I will say.
Okay.
But it's a very interesting thing that happened. We'll say.
I can't wait for this. I can't wait. But let me get a couple names out of here. I feel like we need some couple names. Okay, where the fuck was MVP at, man? Montel Vontavious Porter. Where is he? Man, where's he?
He's smoking in Oakland right now.
Oh, okay. He's smoking in Oakland. Where the fuck was William Regal at?
He's in NXT getting ready for the show on Wednesday.
Damn it. Alright, where was where the fuck was Rene Dupree?
He's in Canada right now getting ready for a Smash show.
Okay. Alright. Where the fuck was Heidenreich?
Fighting Doink the Clown in a Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot.
I thought he was in the bathroom with somebody's throat at Buffalo Wild Wings, but okay. Where the fuck was Matt Hardy? He is on the roster, by the way, right?
He was at SmackDown Live house show that night.
Okay. Alright, but alright. My main question. My main guy. Where the fuck was that star at? Where the fuck the potential? Where was the one, the only Maven?
You know what? I have no idea. Maven is somewhere out there in the world.
God damn it, WWE screwed up Maven. You fucked that one up. You didn't get Maven for the damn Raw reunion.
Well, I mean, they didn't get Muhammad Hassan either. So
where's Rico, for God's sake? Where's Chuck Palumbo when you need him?
Well, you see, Chucky's in Las Vegas working on trucks right now. So.
And like God, there's so many names you can mention that just wasn't there. I mean, call Mr. Kennedy, for God's sake. Lord have mercy.
He's working in TNA right now.
God damn it, again.
No, not his on-screen talent.
Oh Lord. Well.
He's also working with Daivari as well.
Oh, okay. Daivari, did you know he's a producer in WWE now?
Oh yeah.
Man, that's
there you go.
Why wasn't he shown? Where was the Great Khali at, for God's sake? It'd be perfect for.
Still in India training wrestlers.
Oh, wow. Lord have mercy. This is how you chop and elbow somebody in the corner. That's not how he talks, but I'm not trying to talk like him. But CBS reporter gave this Seth Rollins, AJ Styles whole shenanigans with Road Dogg and I'm not even gonna say DX because it wasn't even. Nope, it wasn't. He gave this a B plus. So
Yeah.
it was an okay segment. It didn't need to have a match, and like I don't know, just they could have just done it as a segment. But it is what it is. We move on. And then Drake Maverick defeating Ted DiBiase in the big nice limousine when he was trying to escape backstage.
Yep.
So that happens. R-Truth.
And then gets immediately pinned by R-Truth.
And then R-Truth is gonna show Maverick how to get it on with his wife in the 24/7 championship down the road. So
Yeah. Think about the awkward road trip down down to SmackDown. It's Ted DiBiase, Drake Maverick's wife, and then R-Truth. All of them just kind of sitting there in the in the limo, just all
I hope they record something
wow.
with the limousine inside the limousine after that segment and show it tomorrow night on SmackDown. Tonight on SmackDown. That would be awesome. They need to do more of that because it just. It would be even funnier if they actually videotaped that segment in the limousine and R-Truth just trying to call Carmella on his phone, trying to get a hold of her, and all you see is Ted DiBiase trying to pay Drake Maverick's wife for some sexy time explosion.
It's goofy. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Kuzan says, "Just look at me." And that was for Rob
Just
Conway.
look me.
And then he goes, "Where was Chris Ben?" Oh wait. And then he goes, "Ken Anderson is still in TNA."
He's doing some stuff.
All right, so this segment was a little shocking to me that this guy never gave a grade. Mick Foley came out to cut a promo, and then that was when all the this guy must have been really off on what was happening during the show, because this happened before Ted DiBiase escaped. Okay, just want to say.
Yeah.
Drake Maverick came out, ran out of the ring, and then up the ramp, trying to run with the title belt after beating, I guess, whatever happened there. And Bray Wyatt comes out,
and hits the mandible claw on Mick Foley. That's crazy.
It was, to me, was a good segment. I don't know how you cannot put a grade on this. This was by far one of the better segments of the night too, because it tells a story of Wyatt does not care who he attacks, and he's gonna attack those guys who have. To me, okay, I want to get your opinion on this. Bray Wyatt attacks Finn Balor, who has an alternate ego, with the demon. Mick Foley also has several, alternate, demons and, different characters. So him attacking those kind of guys kind of makes me think that that's where we're going to go with this for just a little bit, is attack some of the guys who have that different, who have different, gimmicks and all that they can pull out of the bag. Like Mankind. And this is good.
I would say that it's more of people being more multi-faced.
Yeah.
Like Finn Balor has the demon side, and Mick Foley has those other sides of him. But it's also it's also more the fact of people who are double-faced, who are kind of a certain way to one person, but are completely different somewhere else. Like, I would not be surprised if he hits somebody that, you don't think he would hit. It'd be very different.
I agree with you, and I think this segment was decent. It was good. It gave something, to Bray Wyatt, like to attack like Mick Foley with his own mandible claw. It gives Bray Wyatt something to do, with the whole Finn Balor not being here tonight, and kind of
Yeah.
like taking away from what happened last week. So it
Yeah.
works. Moving on, because I don't think there's anything else we can really talk about on that one.
Yeah.
Randy Rowe is the jobber in this match against Braun Strowman. And this guy gave this match I guess you want to call it a match. He gave this a grade D. I'm not going to give this a grade D, okay? If you really want to build up Braun Strowman back to where he used to be at, this is perfect. Yeah. Give him the jobbers back. Give him a reason for us to like him by destroying, enhancement talent.
Yeah.
He needs to go back to square one and get that back. And the only way to do so is to repackage him the way he started out in the very beginning of getting over with the crowd. So this works. And I mean, when he tossed that dude a couple times, I literally thought that he could be standing from one end of the ring and throw that dude over the ropes. Legitimately. It was good. It was good. I wouldn't give it a D, but other than that, that's all I can say. Randy Rowe. I'm sorry, Randy.
Yeah, I just saw him go up high for that choke slam attempt, and just see him fall to the ground. Like, he was up there for a while, and he's all like, "Oh, I can see my house from here. Oh God."
That's funny. I can see my house from here. Y'all look like ants down there. Holy crap!
Holy shenanigans!
But that was the last match of the night. Was enhancement talent getting destroyed.
Which is great.
It was great. And then we got the toast for Monday Night Raw. Ric Flair, flankered by the other legends in attendance, began the Toast to Raw main event segment at the top of the stage. Hulk Hogan then followed, and he talked about how great it was to be back on Raw in his hometown of Tampa. He delivered his signature catchphrases, and then all of a sudden the glass shattered, and Stone Cold Steve Austin made his way to the ring, by the way, with a badass new shirt. I like it. It's different than the skulls from what we've seen in the past, the last 6 or 7 years. He laid down his coolers.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It just seemed kind of like, I don't know how to say it. It just kind of felt like it was just, mellow. Like, it should have ended with something big happening.
Yes.
It felt like a really big drop. Like, oh, okay, let's bring out the old people and, just show them off to everybody, have brother say some things, brother, and then have, what's his face? Stone Cold cut a promo for a moment, and then everybody go in the ring, drink some beer, and have a good time.
Yeah,
like it just felt like it could have been more. Like you could have had Shane just come out and interrupt Stone Cold for like a moment, and then you have Kevin Owens, who kind of is like one of the guys who's like bringing out the beer and stuff like that, and then have him, stunner Shane, and then Stone Cold's all like, I like that. I like that a lot. And he just kind of gives his nod of approval, like, okay.
Yeah, because that would have gave Kevin Owens that rub that he needed, or needs. And it also ends the night on a positive note of knowing that Stone Cold gives that approval to, that you are going to at least attempt to be kind of a Stone Cold. You're not going to get over to the point where you're going to be me, but here's a nod of, go do your thing.
Okay, I give you my approval.
Yeah, and that works for me. He I gotta see what he gave on this fucking grade. I swear to God, if you give this grade. Oh, you didn't give any. Nice going, CBS reporter. You give half the fucking grades and then. So, Kuzan says you guys screwed me. Bring out the old ladies.
Bring on the old people.
This was a decent Raw reunion. Like you said, the ending felt a little flat. When you're talking about having a big night like tonight for the Raw reunion, you would think that this would go past the 11-hour mark. Like, you know how sometimes they do go to like 11:20. This could have and should have been one of those nights where you give as much time as they want. You want ratings to come back, for God's sake. That's why you made this happen, the Raw reunion in the first place. Don't end it right on 11 o'clock. I mean, give them at least 5, 10, 12 minutes more to let Kevin Owens come out here and do what you just mentioned. But no, we're going to get this on SmackDown Live that just... I don't know. It could have been a lot more on tonight than what it would be tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I will say, I don't know if anybody else knows this, but Shawn Michaels will be on commentary on tomorrow night for SmackDown.
Ooh, that's going to be fun.
Hopefully he's replacing Byron for the whole night.
Well, yeah, Byron's dealing with his father, so...
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if he takes over for a little while and just, be Shawn Michaels for a little while.
I mean, I didn't think of that until just now, so I'm glad you mentioned it. I wasn't saying this in a negative way towards, his father passing away. That is a very sad situation, I know how that is. But Byron's Byron. Him not being on there doesn't hurt, but at the same time, I understand why he's not there, and our condolences to the Saxton family.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures on Twitter. His dad looked really, really young for his age. It's crazy how some older people, they don't even look like they age at all. Even with the gray hair. I mean, they probably use Just for Men or something like that, but Jesus Lord. Some of them actually look pretty good. They didn't look like Mae Young, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But this night was okay. I didn't expect RVD. That's probably one of the most shocking things I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I thought Eric Bischoff would have had a more... Is it me, or am I wrong? I thought Eric Bischoff could have used a lot more to...
Well, he's doing stuff on SmackDown, so... I mean, you kind of save it up for maybe SmackDown more than Raw, because Raw is going to be,
Paul Heyman.
Is going to be Paul's show.
I like that they mentioned Eric Bischoff mentioning to Mike backstage. I know we're time's running out here for us, but I think Eric Bischoff should be an on-screen character for SmackDown Live. Give that show a little bit of an oomph to it, because Paige didn't give that, and Daniel Bryan gave it as much as he could. Everybody was more excited about him trying to get back into wrestling than being a GM, and Paige just that was probably a low part of SmackDown Live when she was there. Eric Bischoff would probably give that show a little bit more of that, what it needs, that badass GM.
Yeah.
Just don't give us the authority, and don't give us Shane McMahon. Just give us Eric Bischoff. That's what I think. But all in all, giving this Raw reunion a grade is a little difficult because there was so many ups and there was so many downs, like you said before. I'm gonna give this a B-. This show.
I would give it a good solid B-. I mean, they were trying to do their best, and I think with the people that they had, this is the best that they'll get.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, no. I'm gonna redo my grade. The only thing we saw of Baron Corbin tonight was the replay from the Battle Royal last week. So I'm gonna give this an A minus. The show.
Jeez.
Just because of Baron Corbin. But then you take away that Cesaro wasn't on the show tonight, so I'm gonna have to go back to B minus.
But yeah, I think it's a B minus for sure.
Yeah, it's a B minus for sure. It could have been more. It could have been better. It could have been worse. This was definitely better than the Raw 25 by a long shot.
Yeah.
By
At least we didn't have JR just sitting there, just looking all dumbfounded.
I know, because having two venues just made no sense to me. I mean, they could have just had the camera there at the arena. They didn't have to do matches there. Remember a couple years ago when the Shield was like first coming out in like what was it, 2014?
Yeah.
When they actually had like the old school Raw ring and all that. They could have just done that at the arena that they were at. They didn't need to do it like they did. But
but we gotta do it in two places. Wow.
Oh yeah, they wanted to break records and stuff like that, and they totally flopped on TV, but
yeah.
And they really totally flopped with who actually went to the arenas, because some people didn't get matches and some didn't get on TV, and it was just like, yeah.
And then you got like 205 live tag matches.
Yeah. And then I don't know, it was just weird. But tonight was definitely going and thinking about this before we go off air, Hammers. Before Raw came on tonight for the Raw reunion, a couple of things came to my mind was, some of the legends that I wish that could have been at the Raw reunion that are not with us anymore. Like, the Ultimate Warrior would have been nice. I know some people don't like him, but Macho Man would have been really good. It would have been nice to see Macho Man.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, another name.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Even Umaga.
Yeah.
It would have been a great segment with him and Rikishi or Samoa Joe. Oh.
Him and Armando Alejandro Estrada.
Yeah, where the hell was he at? Where was Estrada at? I still got his wrestling figure, for God's sake.
He's in Arizona running a restaurant.
Is he really?
Yeah, like it's actually really good from what Brian and Vinny have said.
God damn it, Estrada. You go from where the fuck was Ryback? Where the fuck was DDP at? Doing yoga. Hey, question. We got Captain Charisma. We had him on commentary. Why the hell did we not see Tyson Tomko?
I think Tyson's somewhere in San Diego, getting more tattoos.
Jesus. Does he still got that pointy ass beard?
I don't know. I don't know what Tyson Tomko is doing nowadays.
That's a good question. Who was that kid? He was more of SmackDown, so never mind.
James Ellsworth.
No, not him. The one guy with the one leg.
Oh, Zach Gainer?
Yeah, was it Zach Gowan or Gowan?
Zach Gainer. That's what his name was.
Yeah, what was he at?
He's semi-retired now.
Damn it, man. Hey, why don't we get Ken Shamrock?
Yeah, like people were actually petitioning to bring Ken Shamrock on the show for a little while. And then they remembered, oh wait, Ken Shamrock can kill people. Let's not do that.
Never say never in WWE. That would have been would you pop to it if he would have came on your screen randomly and didn't know about it?
If I saw him just like show up out of nowhere, I would have popped.
Is there any other names you could give that you wish was actually like popped up on the show
Um,
before we get off here?
I would like to say, ooh, Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah, yep. That's a.
Um, who's another good one? Uh, Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette would have been a good one to add.
Scotty Too Hottie. Taz.
Taz was more of a SmackDown guy.
True.
But I would have. I would love to have seen Kyan Tide.
Oh, yes.
That would have been great.
Oh man, there's so many. I can't believe that like half the tag team division from like 1995, 6, 7, or like even 93, they don't even get calls to come in.
I know.
Like those guys actually did something. I mean, who's that one guy? For some reason I forget. His manager was Sable back then.
Mark Marrow.
Yes, where was Mark Marrow at?
He's a Christian. He doesn't believe in wrestling anymore.
That will give a pop to Travis.
Where is Mark Morrow? Wildman Mark Morrow. Showing up out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh man, would have been some good pops there.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, though, Hammers, it was an okay show. And I guess it is time to wrap things up for everybody. It is 1 a.m. here. And one name that we never mentioned the whole time was Jillian Hall was also and backstage.
Jillian Hall.
Yeah.
Great woman. Full bush.
Yep, I still have that fucking... we're going to end this show on a gross moment, and Boogeyman eating that mole off her face is still disgusting to me.
Well, that was that Jillian Hall?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
When she was manager of Orlando, where the hell was Orlando Jordan at? And then
Being gay somewhere.
JBL.
JBL outside making fun of Orlando Jordan.
Where's Elijah Burke at when you need him, damn it?
Somewhere in OVW.
Kuzan, you mentioned Sabu earlier. Where the hell was Sandman?
Drinking beer in New Jersey.
We could go on and on until like 3, 4, 5 a.m., but we're not.
Oh yeah.
We could probably come up with names for that long.
Where was the zombie?
Oh man! Every time I mention some ECW originals, that Kelly striptease just keeps coming to mind. Now I'm also wondering where was Mike Knox at? Hey, where the fuck was Lita and Trish Stratus?
Trish was in Canada looking after her baby, and Lita's at some sort of Comic-Con.
Oh, damn. Where's Snitsky?
Cooking a nice creme brulee, actually, in New York, upstate New York. So.
Damn it, man! I'm telling you. Told you we could come up with names all night, but we're not gonna do that to you guys. We're gonna get off here, ladies and gentlemen, and catch the next FOW. It's the pay-per-view coming up. It's Fatal 4-Way. That will be coming out next week sometime. So look forward to that. Episode 12 is out right now. And Scotty Bear and Wayne Bates will be on commentary once again, and we might have some special guests on commentary. Never say never. But from Hammers and I hope you guys all have a great night. Hammers, any last words to the great fans of Future Entertainment? Oh, don't forget to plug yourself before. Not plug yourself like that, but please plug your channel, Twitter, all that good stuff before you leave.
Backlash 2006 coming very soon to the KNH show. You can buy merch at our merch store at KNH69 for all you sexy ladies out there.
On
you could
TeePublic.
Yep, TeePublic, yeah.
And Future Entertainment as well.
Yeah, what he said. We got a lot of good stuff that you could get. You know, very very much done in Photoshop real quick, and never going to be duplicated ever again.
Yes, exactly.
For limited time only.
Limited time only. I do want to say one last thing for his TeePublic. I know we didn't get Shelton's mama tonight on the Raw reunion, but you can get a little bit of Shelton's mama on a T-shirt. So go to the.
We're trying to find her.
I'm trying.
We got stickers for you. Just plaster them all over the place. We could try to find Shelton's mama that way.
Yeah, and I know everybody really wanted Scott Steiner on tonight, but he didn't show up. He couldn't get the math right of what day it was supposed to be on, so he didn't make it.
Well, no. He was at Shoney's, still
yeah.
as the host of the show. Get your fat asses in the booth.
Yeah. And so if you missed a little bit of Scott Steiner, you can always go to his TeePublic as well and get that beautiful sticker T-shirt if you want Scott Steiner and an ice cream food truck, ice cream truck.
It is Scott Steiner's ice cream truck.
Scott Steiner's ice cream truck. If you really want that T-shirt, go get it because all your friends will love you for it.
It's terribly drawn, but it's still good.
It's probably the best shirt ever. I wish it
fit
my fat asses, but it don't fit my fat ass. But
it's oh man, my favorite part about that is that if you read what's actually like on the menu, that's my favorite part.
Yep, that is my favorite part. Not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen, but if you guys want to check Hammers out on Twitter, go ahead and tell your Twitter.
Hammers of Hell.
Exactly. And if you can't spell it, then you got some fat asses.
Well, it's not even that. They can try to find me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but they can't because they got them fat asses.
Exactly. And you guys can check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144, but you can't because you got some
fat asses.